Somewhere beneath a self-storage facility in the middle of Kansas, something that was never supposed to survive is waking up. This is Flicks in a Minute Recaps. We're diving deep into the spoiler pool, so we hope you brought your floaties. A man named Enos gets to a phone. He calls NASA in a panic. He has called 6 times and kept getting shuffled around. He tells whoever picks up that something came out of the tank. People are dying. Someone needs to come right now. NASA patches him through to a research microbiologist named Hero Martins, who is in Rome. She listens. She understands immediately what she's hearing. 27 hours later, she is on the ground in Western Australia. Robert Quinn and Trini Romano, Pentagon bioterror operatives, are already there. What they find is a small community of 12 people, all of them gone. Bodies burst open from the inside. Hero explains what they're looking at. The tank came back from space carrying a micro-fungus. Whatever it was when it went up, it isn't that anymore. Space mutated it into something new. Its only drive is to spread. It gets into a host, takes control, forces them toward other people, then ruptures them to scatter itself further. The farmer who cleaned the tank, his visitors, the 12 people in the surrounding area, all of them just vectors. Hero takes a sample of the fungus. As she works, she steps on a patch of green goo she didn't see. It eats straight through her hazmat boot, into her skin. It finds her bloodstream and starts driving her toward other people. Spread it. Keep going. She fights it. Barely. Then Hero raises her gun and shoots herself in front of Robert. Robert and Trini contain the sample. The military incinerates what's left of the farm. The sample gets locked inside an underground vault in Kansas, 4 stories below ground. The cold keeps the fungus dormant, and there it stays. Eventually, the military moves out entirely. The facility gets sold off. The upper levels become a commercial self-storage company. Travis T. Cake Meacham works the night shift. He did a stretch in Ellsworth Prison. The storage company was one of the only places willing to take a chance on him when he got out. He's trying to keep it. Every night he drives in listening to a self-help audiobook about being more assertive. Don't say yes when you mean no. That kind of thing. When he arrives, his manager Griffin is already in the parking lot, waiting. Griffin has a side operation running stolen televisions that need moving tonight. He wants Travis in on it. Travis turns him down. He's working too hard to stay straight. Griffin, annoyed, tells Travis he'll be training the new girl instead and rides off on his motorcycle. Naomi Williams arrives for her first shift. She's focused and doesn't miss much. She's also a single mother. Her daughter Sarah is at home tonight. Travis and Naomi are still figuring each other out when their first unusual visitor of the night arrives. Ma Rooney is elderly and moves slowly. She tells them she wants to check on her storage unit to look through some of her late husband's things. What she doesn't say is that tonight is their wedding anniversary, that she has a gun in her bag, that she doesn't plan on leaving. While Travis is escorting Ma Rooney to her unit, he hears a beeping, low, electronic, persistent. He and Naomi track it down. Behind a wall, they find a hidden control panel monitoring underground temperature systems. And temperatures are climbing. A map on the wall shows a level below. They break through the sheetrock and go down. The air at the bottom of the stairs is cold and stale. What they find is a sealed chamber with green goo oozing from around the door. The corridor outside the vault is full of rats, infected rats. Their tails fuse together into a knot of flesh and bone, bodies pressed against each other, devouring one another. A rat king, writhing, alive. On the way out, Naomi spots emergency military contact numbers. She takes note. Back in her storage unit, Ma Rooney sits with a photograph of her late husband. She holds the gun in her lap for a long moment. Then she decides she'll take a short nap first. She closes her eyes. In Raleigh, North Carolina, Robert Quinn's phone goes off. The vault's cooling system has failed. He knows exactly what that means. A military officer who calls herself Abigail has already received the alert. Robert tells her the situation is extinction-level. Her boss Jerebek dismisses it. Robert goes around him. He talks to Abigail directly, and she listens. She bends protocol and gets him on a plane to Kansas. A single cockroach got into the vault before Travis and Naomi came down. Infected, it crawled through the vents and made it out to the parking lot. A car tire crushed it. The fungus latches onto the tires. Naomi's ex-boyfriend Mike drove that car. He's drunk and agitated. He has his dead cat, Mr. Scroggins, in the trunk. He thought the gun wasn't loaded. He thought Mr. Scroggins was dead when he put him in there. He was wrong. Mike opens the trunk to check. Mr. Scroggins launches out, climbs to the highest point he can reach, and drives his own head onto a radio antenna. The splatter hits Mike. It hits a deer grazing nearby. Neither of them feel it yet. Travis and Naomi are making their way back upstairs when the elevator doors open. The deer is inside, standing perfectly still. Then it starts to spasm and convulse. It sees them. It charges. It explodes without warning, showering the corridor in green goo and deer parts. They back away from the mess and find Mike standing in the hallway. He doesn't look right. Travis asks if he's okay. Mike tells them about Mr. Scroggins, the gun. Thought it wasn't loaded, thought the cat was dead, but then it blew up. He's trying to explain this in a way that makes sense. It doesn't. Then he tells them to open their mouths. He wants to throw up in them. He pulls a gun and starts shooting. They run. Ma Rooney, back in her unit, hears the shots and the screaming. Mike chases Travis and Naomi through the facility. They barely make it clear. Naomi calls the emergency number. Abigail patches her through to Robert, somewhere over Kansas. Robert listens, tells them to stay where they are, and hangs up. He lands and finds Trini Romano waiting beside a car full of equipment. They haven't spoken since Australia, since Hero. Neither one says it. Trini drives. One stop first. 18 years ago, the two of them stashed a dirty bomb at Trini's son's house, just in case. They go get it. Griffin returns to the facility with his biker gang. He sees the mess, assumes Travis caused it, and doesn't care either way. The televisions are still downstairs and the night isn't over. Griffin and one of his men haul a set upstairs. That leaves 3 of the gang in the lower level: Ironhead, Garbage, and Cuba. Travis finds them and tries to warn them. They don't take him seriously. Then Mike finds them. He gets to all 3 before anyone understands what's happening. Green vomit, and it's done. He locks them in a storage unit. Then he comes after Travis and Naomi. They run. They twist through corridors. They find a unit and pull the door. Travis knocks something over in the dark. The noise gives them away. Mike finds the door. A shot rings out, and a part of his head disappears. He staggers, and then, like the deer, explodes into a shower of flesh and goo. Griffin and Dr. Friedman come back through the entrance just as the gunshot rings out. Griffin thinks there's an active shooter. His eyes light up. He and Friedman move through the building and find Travis. Griffin grabs him. He wants Travis to open the storage unit where his men are locked. Travis tells him not to. Griffin doesn't listen. Naomi swings a fire extinguisher, flooding the hall with dry powder. They run straight into Robert, who has a gun leveled at them. Naomi recognizes his voice. Robert lowers the weapon. He tells them there's a bomb in the bag. They need to carry it underground and place it outside the vault door. If it detonates down there, the blast stays contained. The building comes down. The fungus dies. He doesn't tell them what the timer says. Griffin opens the storage unit himself and frees Ironhead and Garbage. He goes looking for Cuba. She starts to tell him that she doesn't feel so well, but her head explodes before she could finish her sentence. Travis and Naomi take the bomb and go back in. They place it outside the vault door and step back. The timer starts counting, then it resets. Then it resets again. 18 years in storage has degraded the detonator. The countdown won't hold. They have a window they didn't expect. They run. Outside, Abigail calls Robert. Someone is running up behind him. He spins around too fast. His back seizes. He goes down hard on the concrete, but not before he gets off several shots at a panicked Doc Friedman, who rushes at him from the dark. Robert can't get up. He looks at the vehicles in the lot. He puts a round through every engine block, one after another. Nobody drives out of here. Not the infected. Not anyone. Not even him. Inside, Griffin and Ironhead are heading for the exit. Robert catches Ironhead from the ground. Griffin ducks behind the front desk. Then Ironhead sits up. Half his head is gone. He still sits up. Griffin finishes him. The fungus spreads across the floor from the body. Griffin reaches the exit looking for keys, looking for anything still running. He is checking Robert for keys, ammo, anything at this point, and he'll make sure Robert joins everyone else in this fucked up nightmare. Trini steps out of the car and tells Griffin to step away from Robert. She gives Robert the signal and he answers. Before Griffin could understand what was happening, he had 3 bullets in him center mass. Travis and Naomi come back through the door. All 4 of them get into Trini's car. Naomi drives, hard, fast. Behind them, the bomb goes off. The building doesn't simply explode. It vaporizes. The ground swallows it whole, a sinkhole opening where the facility used to be. The car clears the edge with nothing to spare. Days later, Robert is in a hospital bed watching the news. The coverage praises him for stopping the outbreak and calls out Jerebek for ignoring the warnings. The woman Robert knew as Abigail comes to see him. She tells him her real name, Ishani, and that she was the one who leaked his old reports to the press. All those buried warnings, finally out in the open. In a park nearby, Sarah runs in the grass. Travis and Naomi sit and watch her. Travis tells Naomi where his nickname comes from. Years ago, he went out for snacks with his friends. Tea cakes were the only things left on the shelf. He bought them, found out he liked them, and his friends never let him forget it. He tells her he hadn't heard his real name in years before she started using it. She looks at him. He returns her look and smiles as Sarah joins them. In a wooded area across from the field, a deer stops grazing. It turns. It stares at nothing. Then it opens its mouth and vomits a stream of green goo. The facility is gone. The fungus is not. That's it for this episode of Flicks in a Minute Recaps. We also have a full review of Cold Storage if you want our take. You'll find the link in the description. And if you want more, subscribe so you don't miss our next breakdown. That's all for now, movie fans. Until next time, stay frosty.